Frank just headbutted the light behind him. Greetings, pals. Greetings, pals. I'm Frank.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Tom. This is Throw on the Power, the podcast where we talk about movies. Sure, so just compose yourself.
I apologise.
Love it or hate it, we debate it. And today we're debating Godzilla.
We're just having fun.
Yeah, trying to. One of us is ruining the fun.
Which Godzilla, Frank?
1998.
Oof, the good one. What a good year. What a year.
Directed by Roland Emmerich. Starring Matthew Broderick, Jean Reno.
Jean Reno.
Renosy.
Renowned.
Renowned.
And of course, starring.
Is her name
Godzilla.
Maria Pastillo?
Patilio.
Patillo. I believe it's pronounced. But yes, she's like.
You know, I can't read.
Definitely one of those. I was like, I've never seen this person before. And then I looked her up and it's like, it's because this destroyed her career. Like Godzilla killed her career, literally just squashed it with his big foot.
Spoilers.
She did like a handful of TV episodes after this and then retired in
It's
like
weird, yeah, like
2008 or
Natural Born
something.
Killers and True Romance. She's in both of those, which is
I
weird.
don't remember her in those.
No, I think she's no one. Not no one, but you know what I mean. She's not.
I think that she gets done dirty by this movie and outside of this movie, but we can get to that.
Oh, okay, great.
Sure.
So we rate films out of 11 on this podcast.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
It
Why?
is. Why, Tom?
Because if you drew a cartoon rendition of me watching this movie and you had to accurately capture how asleep I was, you'd have to draw 11 Zs.
Okay, way to give away your feelings.
That 11 worth.
That 11.
This is a 0.8.
This episode's about how Tom doesn't know how to have fun
This
in
is
film.
a 0.8.
Hang on.
Oh,
Shout
my.
your name. Shout your name if you like this film.
We kind of got to go with that now, right?
I know, but I'm so mad at him for being so negative all the time about everything.
what,
A
Tom?
0.1?
This is a 0.8.
8. 0.8.
I don't even know. I'll press that one, I guess.
We need to record someone dropping the guitar. Like, we just
Just
need that
smashing
for
it.
times like, oh, someone just like, ow! Something.
0.8.
Yeah,
This
bad.
Has to be your lowest.
One-
Has to be anyone's lowest.
True. No, we've never had a 0 point anything.
Yeah.
Well, we've turned off
ones-
Cats.
Yeah, but
Technically, we just turned it off.
That's a shame. This is one
okay.
of the worst films I've ever seen. Very handily.
Marcus and I, shout your name if you like this film, then you don't have to play.
No, Frank, I want you to go first. I don't want to do it at the same time.
Oh, okay. I don't like it either.
Okay, I figured this would happen.
But for me, it's like a 4. There's still some fun in there.
I've done what we call in the PAL version of scoring things, hedging your bets or hedging your score.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to be a like on this.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to give us a number.
That's tough. 6.7.
Despicable. You belong in prison.
Yeah, okay. No, like, there are some redeeming qualities.
6.7. I'm just going to say it. It's there. It's
I
out in the
think-
open. Tom, stop.
Okay, let's quickly do a synopsis for anyone who's never seen a Godzilla movie.
Tense.
Wait. Let's just say something off the bat here. Tom, you've ruined many an episode by being a real twat.
Do you know that Fool's Gold, like, I actually kind of was thinking about while watching this? I was like, yeah, Fool's Gold was okay.
Oh, no.
Fool's Gold was all right.
Fool's
It's good
Gold-
redemption.
Fool's Gold.
If I'd watched this and Fool's Gold right after, I might have come in and been like, I don't know, like 6 for Fool's Gold.
yeah.
This makes anything a pretty good. I remember thinking about, you know what, the opening of Fool's Gold where the boat catches on fire and it drops
Yeah.
down. That's kind of fun.
With
That's
the
kind
steel-
of fun.
with the steel drum
While
music.
I'm watching this and it's just like Roland Emmerich just being like, do you like my asshole? Oh yeah? Do you like this?
Thomas,
like
no,
that's just
this is what I want to say.
entire
This is what I want to
movie.
say. Don't be such a shit canner that we can't have fun with you.
Here's
today.
what I'm going to say to you, Tom.
All right.
We've got.
Don't be
We've got
grotesque.
the next X amount of minutes ahead of us
Yeah.
for you to think of some redeeming qualities in a 0.8 score.
I have one.
Or some fun facts about
Yeah.
Roland Emmerich or Matthew Broderick. I'm sure you know one.
But also, be open to the idea that maybe it's not as shit as you think it is.
It's got 10 wins of some awards.
Our
Around
whole
the world.
concept by design just doesn't work, I think.
No, I think
with
this-
Tom,
no, because-
with
Yeah,
Tom in the group.
With Tom in the group.
Sorry, let me finish.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
could have a healthy discussion about what makes this good.
I mean, I'm happy to hear what you guys like about it, and then I will retort. I'm very happy to go with that approach.
I do think there are some fantastic scenes, early days, and fantastic shots. Godzilla coming out of the water when the old fisherman is on the dock and he's running so slowly, but he's somehow we don't know if he escapes.
He somehow
But
gets well.
You don't see him die,
No.
and then Godzilla emerges, and you got that huge.
I think it's
swell.
implied that he had a good crack.
Yeah,
He just had a go.
But then immediately Godzilla is crawling over a bridge. And like, where? That doesn't really
Where
make
are
sense.
we right now?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I know. Yeah,
That's one of my two, by the way.
Oh,
The
the good
bit where the jetty's exploding and he's running. I was like, that was kind of cool. Like I sort of
Oh,
liked
yeah.
that.
It's very Roland Emmerich. I feel
wow,
we've
I'm
seen
glad that we
many
got
a
your
time.
1 out of 2 done in the first
Pretty
3
much.
minutes of this
I
record.
was going to spread it out. Frank got there first.
And I think Hank Azaria is likable. Hank Azaria is having a good time in this.
No, I'm not going to base this episode off Tom's reactions to everything. I'm not. In fact, I might even just ignore Tom at this point. Let's talk about Godzilla. Frank, do you want a synopsis?
I would love to do a synopsis. Do you want to give one?
No. Do you want to get it up on the screen?
Here we go. French. Strange that they.
Starts with French.
It
You
does-
could have
that
given
is-
me a
that is odd.
million guesses. Wouldn't have guessed the first word was French.
The only reason.
But I
the
guess
only
it's
reason.
French Polynesian, right?
No, hold on. The only reason it's the French nuclear tests that create Godzilla in this universe.
That's what's
which
happening
is
during the credits, right?
at the
opening.
start.
Yeah.
And they're showing the iguanas
Yeah.
and the nuclear bombs.
Yes.
And they show iguanas and more nuclear bombs and then more iguanas. And then the iguana goes, "Bang!" And the nuclear bomb goes off and you're like, oh no, the iguana. Is he going to be all right?
And I'm like,
Guess what?
Iguana, watch another movie.
No, that was possible.
there?
Squirmy.
It was very good. It was like
squirmy.
an iguana of a
Okay,
joke.
but the only reason it's French nuclear test is because Jean Reno is in
Reno.
the film as French. What's the word? Foreign Legion.
He's
Foreign
yeah. I mean,
Legion.
no, I think Matthew Broderick says that. I've always wanted to join the French Foreign Legion. Like
Yeah.
that's a joke. But he's basically French Secret Service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so French nuclear tests irradiates an iguana into a giant monster that heads off to New York City. Here it goes. I'm going off to New York, guys. Wish me luck. The American military must chase the monster across the city to stop it before it reproduces.
Well, he obviously knew where the Statue of Liberty went. Right? There's a backstory
Yeah.
there. And he decided to follow. That's it.
Absolutely. He believes in
He thinks
freedom.
that's his mum.
Yeah.
That the French gave his mum away. But in Frank's version,
my
it's,
gosh.
he's
That's
like,
so pissy.
later I'm going to the city that never sleeps and I'm going to make it big. Like Godzilla thinks he's going to become
So
a star.
Godzilla-
He did make it big.
He did make it big.
So
So to be,
biggest
to be
iguana
very
of all
clear,
time.
Godzilla is French and speaks French.
I think so. I think that's
Yeah,
canon.
that's
isn't
what
it?
I heard.
It actually comes up with it's every other place it shows you, and then it just goes the city that never sleeps. And I was like, yeah, that's New York.
Now, Tom, I
did not vibe with this film.
No,
it was
really?
slight.
Okay,
Really?
let's quit. I mean, yeah, sorry. Marcus, you go.
well, we haven't done scores.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did scores.
0.8.
Did I?
You
we
did a
did. No, I'm so sorry. No, I
6.8,
forgot.
6.7.
Oh, it was painful. Tom, I knew. Sorry, you wouldn't vibe with this because I know that you love Godzilla -1.
I adore that movie.
I know.
the
So
only other Godzilla.
already I knew going into this you're not going to have a good time.
Nope.
I was curious though if you could find
With it, find it in your
Why?
heart. Find it
in your heart to understand that in 1998
Mm-hmm.
why this heavy-hitting blockbuster movie, just popcorn cinema at its very core,
Yeah.
actually did okay and people remember it. Whether it be fondly or not, I think at a time. When was your first watch of this? Was this the first time?
I just want to say,
Okay.
I was just thinking of this in my head. I love Godzilla -1, and if you added my score for that to my score to this, you still wouldn't get 11. You wouldn't quite get there, even though I love that movie.
Wow, Tom, that's
I
so
think
cool.
that-
You did some
that's
math.
profound.
I wanted to let you guys know that's how my mathematical approach to movies works. All right, I'm so sorry that upsets you.
You should be.
What, he can't apply the same principles to doing an actual 11 when we ask him to.
So this film was
with this.
$160 million budget. Mm-hmm. That wasn't right.
Yeah, I'd like it.
And then it made
It might have gone up to that.
530.
Like it might have. They say
160 to 530?
No, 160 spend, made 530.
Gotcha.
So it did all right.
Yeah, it was seen as a disappointment in the degree that they were like, we were going to do sequels and we didn't. There
Yeah,
was.
they're
It
gonna
didn't
start-
seem like there was enough interest
Starting
to
the
keep going.
MonsterVerse.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why they didn't.
Yeah,
Well, how do you
I
feel
think
about
I agree with you. I think we're
I'm in a
these-
tricky spot here because I literally, I wasn't joking when I hedged my bets. There's a part of me that thinks this
Hold on.
movie's...
I'm so sorry. That's the wrong box office.
I was
That's
going to say,
2014.
I was literally about to say, I think this movie made
Oh.
like 300 and something, maybe not even quite.
It
like,
did sound like a high number
maybe
for the
350.
90s.
I don't think it made.
Yeah, okay. Approximately 130 to 150 budget.
Yeah.
And it made about 380.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
Only,
going to say,
only just made a profit.
sorry, I should have said, I'm like, if it made 590, they would have done sequels. That would have been enough.
Yeah,
So,
Tom, you know, the studios are
So,
working.
that's-
So you.
That's okay. Thanks for reading the numbers, buddy. Anyway,
Touch me.
Marcus,
Why is
you
your
were saying-
hand wet?
I'm touching
you
a cold
sicko?
drink.
I gave this a poor score initially, and then I thought about it. I was like, no, I've watched this movie quite a few times.
On average?
No, definitely not once a year. So I don't know.
On
I only
average,
work on an annual basis.
0.8 a year.
Maybe once every 5 years.
That's how often Godzilla emerges, so that's pretty good.
Perfect.
He misses the Olympics just every time.
He's too
Here's
far.
the thing. This is it's campy, it's ludicrous, it's stupid. The writing is woeful.
Bad. Yeah.
Matthew
The writing's
Broderick.
bad.
Matthew Broderick is poorly cast.
Let's stop there. Matthew Broderick is the worst person to be in this role.
I
He's
don't
the worst.
understand.
I don't even like him in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I barely like him in The Producers. I don't understand what people like about Matthew Broderick, and I have no clue how we got this role.
He's funny in 30 Rock.
I
Don't you
think
like
this-
those
I don't really like him though as Skeeter.
Cuda Burger?
Yeah, Cooter Burger.
Yeah.
I
What, do you think I'm a cartoon dog? Like, he's pretty funny in that, I think.
He's a
just-
bit of
nah.
he's a bit of a skis in the way. Like there's something about Matthew Broderick that's a bit off-putting. I totally get that.
Well, it uses him really well in Election, which is the year after this. The Alexander Payne movie where he plays Mr. McAllister, and it's Reese Witherspoon's breakout. And
so if
he
you're
is the
casting him
skeezy
correctly-
older teacher that
Yeah.
you're like, ugh.
I buy that.
But it's subverting the teen and heartthrob that he kind of was for Ferris Bueller. For a little bit. It didn't last that long. But
No,
it was
'cause
a
he's
little
not good
while.
looking,
I-
and he's tiny, and he's got no charm.
That
He's
being
my-
said,
I like.
Frank's holding up a picture
No,
of
I know.
Matthew Broderick next to himself, like...
oh god.
Who could this be in '98? Any other?
The wild thing is I
Person.
think that
Sean
they,
Penn
I
would've been
think
like,
that they
great.
built this around him in a way. They were like, Matthew Broderick is our leading man. Let's make the movie. They
It's,
hadn't even,
it's truly insane.
isn't it?
Could have been Keanu Reeves. Would have been fine.
It could have.
Yeah.
I agree. It could have been anyone.
Yeah.
and could have been anyone better.
So easily.
Could have been Christian Slater. I don't like Christian Slater. He probably would have been a better fit for this, I think. Yeah.
You need almost anyone in that period could have played sort of nerdy worm doctor, but who's also sort of kind of handsome.
What? Yeah. What happened
You
to
need
what
to
happened to
follow-
Hollywood lead? And I don't want to
I
be that
know.
guy, but like, what happened to a Hollywood leading man? Oh, he's
Yeah.
a worm doctor. Yeah, right. He's ripped, but like, give me a ripped guy who can do some action and a comedy line. Matthew Broderick's lines are dead man walking. He is
Yeah.
so boring,
Yeah.
flat, slow. Like he goes
Oh,
through like a quip.
geez, look at the size of that thing.
Wow, I was talking about the worms and they're so big. You want to hear about them?
Oh, God, I've got to defend this film. Okay, so
Yeah, I've said very little in the last few
I
minutes,
know
but I'm
you
glad
have. I
we're
know
all
you
on
have. So just
board.
bear with me.
Do you like
This
the
is-
characters?
no, okay
do
with
you like the design of Godzilla?
I actually do.
I used to have toys of this Godzilla.
And I know,
It was
and I'm assuming you've all read up on this, maybe not. Tom, have you
I
read
read
up on
heaps.
this?
Yeah,
Yes or
I've
no?
read
Just
about
answer
this.
yes or no questions at this point.
Indeed, I have, Marcus.
just say yes
I
or
have some
no.
context, but go on.
Okay, so they built his jaw around Shere Khan from The Jungle Book. In terms of design. Did you read that?
Oh.
No. Awesome.
That's cool.
And I like the build of his sort of very solid looking head, her head.
It's a her. Yeah, it's a. Oh, that's right. They are asexual. They reproduce magically.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
her. I don't know. It's not quite established because of poor writing. I like the design.
Do
what I
iguanas do that?
love
Like,
about
why did they invent that? Like,
it's an amphibious trait, I believe. Don't quote me
do
on that. but
iguanas do that? Let's Google it.
Okay, we can Google it, sure. Anyway, this for 1998 was a blockbuster. It was chaotic.
Yeah.
You've got so many films that sit in the same category as this. So I find that you being so harsh towards it makes me think, what else are you knocking down to that level? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ludicrous action. It's American militarized bullshit in New York City. It's the humans are destroying the city more than the monster. It's logistically just a nightmare trying to think about how this even would work. You know?
Yeah. Or how to film it or make it look good.
Well, see, now this is where I feel that the practical effects versus the CGI. The CGI itself is trying something. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the practical effects in this film.
But there's
And the
such a jarring between the practical and
That's
digital
right. The
effects.
transition's
Because
not
the
smooth.
time that they came out, it's like you couldn't do what you could do with computers now.
That's
and
right.
It just doesn't look good. The practical effects are all right. Some of the puppets all right.
If you're going to compare this to Jurassic Park, of course it's awful.
Yeah.
But I think they really tried something. And I think the big scenes, especially like Godzilla coming down one of the main avenues in New York, don't quote me on which, but you've got all the cabs getting crushed, you've got people running.
Yeah.
It's chaotic. For 98, it looks really good, I think.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Some of it works for me, some of it not so much. And casting's a big part of it. I'm just going to put it out there now. I think Hank Azaria is the only real saving grace of this entire film.
At least he's doing something.
He's doing something. And if you're going to have like wisecracking New Yorker in there, it works. A little bit of Mo comes out in there. You hear a lot of, and I think he's one of 3 Simpsons
Yeah, you
actors
got Harry
in
Shearer.
the cast. Yeah,
him,
Nancy
and
Cartwright's
Nancy
in it for
Cartwright.
like one scene.
yeah.
Which I was like,
she's-
oh.
almost what was the point? Do you know what I mean? Why was Nancy? In
I
there
was
for
asking that
one
most of the
scene?
time,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, this is what he does.
This is good, Thomas. It's fun to be here with you.
I'm sorry I didn't like this movie. I think it sucks. I think it's really bad.
I like the Madison Square Garden nest. There's some parts of it that I'm like works.
There's this shot as it pulls out of all of the eggs where I was just like, kind of be interesting if they return to this and they give us sort of the architecture of it and they lay it out and then they never do that again. And the rest of the time, or maybe there's like one shot right at the end where they're watching all the hatched dinosaurs out there. But I just thought once it got to the close-ups, and I was like, I should be into this. It's like gross, gooey, alien-esque eggs and them dealing with it. And I was so...
I feel like it lacks
any energy
or
panache,
tension. There's no tension.
There's no
they're sort of-
visual
they're
dynamic.
making jokes about like he's filming it and like we gotta go. There's like 6 mini Godzillas around them.
There's no real threat.
There's no real threat.
stakes.
Matthew Broderick gets in the lift and he's like, "Oh, press the close button," and one of them gets their head in there and he like kicks it out. And the doors just close and he's fine.
And
you're
then we
like,
watch
He's
4
running faster.
Secret Service Frenchmen, all named Jean something, kind of funny. Once it got to the credits, and I was like, "Oh, Jean-Philippe, Jean-Luc, that's kind of funny." But each one of them gets picked off like that. Like it's so
Yeah.
easy. It's
Matthew Broderick.
bloodless. It's tensionless. And then you see Matthew Broderick like, "Oh, I dropped my glasses," and like trying to get
Truly
in.
being the
Yankees.
Oh my god! Yes.
he's been the biggest dweeb.
Some sort of Scooby-Doo
they
like
do-
door-to-door chase.
They do he knocks the gumball machine over and then they all fall and trip over on the gumballs. It's pure slapstick.
Yeah.
It's hard to
There-
be like, oh no.
There's a mixed identity in tone and thematical everything. Like,
Yeah, Roland Emmerich is notoriously, I would just say, a silly man who does ridiculous end of the world. Silly man. Like,
Can
you know what
I-
mean?
look,
Moonfall.
I never plan on reviewing this film, so I'm just going to throw this out here now.
Okay.
I'm one of the few that I feel doesn't like Independence Day at all.
Wow.
I do not like that movie.
I think I saw it like maybe once as a kid, and I remember just being like, "Yeah, I think this is kind of goes over my head." I just wasn't that into it as like a 10 or 11-year-old. I've never
think
watched
Emmerich's
it again.
pretty average. I just don't like
Look,
him. I find that he's like Aldi Michael Bay.
We have talked about him before because years ago we did Stargate. And in that episode,
Yeah, and I didn't like that
actually
either.
re-listened. Yeah, I didn't like Stargate. But I mean, I think it's a fucking masterpiece compared to this. But re-listening to that episode, I was like, we did talk a little bit about the fact that he's like a trash, but had a bit of a trashy auteur thing in the 90s. And I still kind of like The Patriot. I really should watch The Patriot.
It's crazy that he did The Patriot, but also Day After Tomorrow and
See, I
Independence Day.
like-
Like these, they kind of have some emotional stakes.
Even
2012.
2012,
is
and then
awful.
did he do 10,000 BC?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I watched that at cinemas, and I remember being like, "This is pretty serviceable. Like, it's not very good, but whatever."
Day After Tomorrow, I don't mind.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's got some scale
the
to it.
difference is you've got a better cast.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this movie holds up if you have an entirely different cast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, on that, can we quickly talk about, because this is a standout bad performance. Like, this should have been a Razzie in this year. Is this stuttering soldier? He's a guy from House Husbands. I don't know the actor's name.
Is his name O'Neill?
Yeah.
the character who
Yeah.
they
Blonde
kind of
Doug
dis-
Doug Savant.
they
or
decide in the back end of the film that he's actually an important character and he's going to have an arc, and it's like he's never spoken and never.
No, he has. He speaks all the way through, and it's always
you're
like
saying-
he is heading a lot of the military sort of
Yeah, he's like the
plans.
frontline leader.
I
And
just
he's like,
remember Kevin Dunn.
okay, so I'm, oh gosh, he's a big monster.
That thing's so big.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess
And then he gets that call,
insufferable.
and his boss
Yeah.
is like, "Great job, soldier." And he's like, "Thank Like it's like
Yeah.
what?
He made a very clear choice as an actor, and
He took a swing.
It was
He took a swing.
It was just the worst choice he could have made.
Yeah, he's doing left-handed.
and it's more about the how did that even clear with the director?
But again, Roland Emmerich would have been like, "That's great," or "That's great."
Oh, that is so silly.
Oh, I do like that.
Yes.
I think this is just a mess of just no one has any clear direction of what they're trying to achieve here or what they're doing.
Yeah, and it ends twice. First of all, when they kill Godzilla, you're like, "What? How did that happen?" And they float away like a toy in a bath.
Oh,
It's like
when they
they nuclear bomber with the subs.
yeah, they hit it with the subs. Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
what?
Obviously, it's still alive, and then once they get out of the building and they bomb it, you're like, well, Godzilla's going to come back because we haven't killed Godzilla. So,
Yeah.
and then it happened, and you're just so bummed you have to keep watching from that point on.
That was the point. I was like,
My take is, I think the story is that Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, there was a script originally written by, not to get too into the Butler's Pantry now, but just like there was an original
Do it.
script.
You may as well.
All right, fuck it.
Let's do it
Butler in a pantry with a mic.
with Tom Butler.
The Butler's pantry.
Just in case you didn't put it together.
Tom sniffs in it. It's like,
I don't know. Speaking of
he's
sniffing,
doing his snoring again.
my bit is that
Speaking
They
of
were sniffing a
sniffs.
lot of coke when they wrote
Yeah.
this.
I think Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, they wrote a script. Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich took it. We're like, we're going to get rid of most of this. We're going to go to
Sorry,
Roland.
just for the audience context, Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich worked together a lot.
They
They're
work
just
together
like a duo,
lot.
basically.
Yes, Dean Devlin's written a lot of his stuff, and they went to
So he's very good.
one of Emmerich's like houses in Mexico for 5 weeks and wrote the script. And by the end of the script,
In Mexico.
it feels like the sort of thing where they were on a coke binge. And once they were running out of coke, they kind of got to the end where they had to get out of the building. And then they're like, I don't know. They shoot some fucking chandeliers and they run out. I don't know. And then the movie ends. I just got a new bag. Oh, okay. Godzilla comes back. Like, he's back. Like, it's so weird how it just suddenly picks up again. And you're like, no, aren't we all done with this?
What happens at the... What's the very ending? What actually happens to Godzilla? Because mentally I've wiped it.
He gets
He
attacked
doesn't-
by the fighter jets and he sinks into... It's the Brooklyn Bridge, right? And that's it. He just sinks into the...
Oh, and it's like... It's trying to be really
And
sad.
Matthew Broderick's like, I always loved you. And you're like, wait, what's going on?
It's like they have
What's happening?
They have a connection, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
And Godzilla is crying, essentially. It's like, oh, we did it. The cables from the bridge magically wrapped around Godzilla, and she's stuck.
Yeah. But we shouldn't have done it because Godzilla was just an animal. all
She's just
along.
trying her best.
She's just trying to
They're-
live. To get more into the context, like there were so many efforts to write this. Jean de Bont was going to direct it in the mid-90s, who ended up like, who did Speed and Twister. And
Did
apparently
Speed.
asked for did Speed, not the right vibe. And he apparently asked for 120 million, and TriStar was like, go fuck yourself. And 6 or 7 years later, after they finished trying to make it for years and years, Roland Emmerich was like, I will do it for 150 million. And they're like, yeah, okay, fine. We probably should have just done
We
it
need a
4 years
Godzilla
ago.
movie.
And he's like, you have to go with my script. I have to shoot it the way I want. They had to rush it, so they didn't get to test screen it. He is... He's such a douchebag, Roland Emmerich, because I read an interview with him years later where he's
him.
just like, that whole movie, I don't know. I just don't think it was very good. I hope they get the man responsible one day. Really. I really don't know what was happening. And it's like, you directed it. And he's like, nah, nothing I could have done. Really.
No,
He
you can't touch
He
this.
just makes it fully about like whatever happened on that movie. It was a disaster, but it wasn't really his fault.
What?
Who could have helped it?
I don't know. It was all the
It was all this.
producers.
Is this a
and,
joke? Is he joking?
No, I mean, he just kind of seems like a guy who's like, oh, I didn't care anyway, and it was a bad movie. So
It was Matthew Broderick.
yeah, Matthew Broderick takes responsibility. But
That's
then
good.
he also is like clearly on some level trying to make, you were more talking about the fact that the city gets blown up by the military. So it seems almost for half a second like it's a commentary on the American military industrial complex.
No, he's never going to make that.
But at
Because
best,
he blows that
it's
up.
him
He
being
blows up
like,
everything and everything. That's
yes.
what he always
So,
does.
but it's him just kind of being like, the Americans, they would blow everything up and it would look silly and the movie would be bad. So I'll make it bad. And it's just like, why did it have to be this?
It's almost like
Yeah.
his intentional distaste for Americans. It's just like, how can I make the worst American film possible
almost
and leave it as an American legacy?
almost a prank, but again, I'm just kind of like, but you could have made a good movie. So even if someone wants to make the argument, no, it's shit on purpose, I'm like, I don't want to have to watch it then. Like, I don't think that's clever.
That'll never be a good argument, I
no.
don't think.
Anyway, the whole thing that I think's interesting is Toho is the Japanese production company, biggest, most profitable non-English language studio that, like, you know, does a lot of anime stuff. It invented Godzilla, of which there have been, 33, 35 movies?
Yeah.
Stupid amount of movies. Most of them Japanese. And Godzilla sort of came out of the wake of, obviously, post-nuclear war, World War II, and Japan coming to terms with, like, I guess there's a real existential threat to our world and, like, the superpower that could happen at any time and could threaten a city. As people point out, Godzilla is not just a metaphor for the nuke, because they talk about the dropping of the bombs at Hiroshima and Nagasaki in those movies. So if he's a metaphor, they're also talking about the thing that actually happened. So he can't be both. So it's more complicated than just Godzilla is a metaphor for that. But what I find interesting is it's still Japan's difficulty in coping with these existential threats and these big scale things that they can't really handle. And when it got taken to America for the first time, since I think there's been like 4 Godzilla movies, including the Kong ones, in the first time in 98, it's in New York and it means nothing. It's an empty movie about destruction and just like vapid nonsense.
I see.
4 years later, if this movie, they tried to make it, it would have been like, well, you can't do that because America can't reckon with what's happened in New York. And it's like, but that's kind of the time to make a Godzilla movie.
That's the point of...
That's when you might do something with it. You might actually look at this destruction and think, what have we wrought? You know?
Yeah.
And instead, it's nothing. It means nothing. It's a stupid fucking movie for bad people.
That's a wild take.
Sorry.
I agree with you until the end where you get really sour about things. But yes, I wish they had made a statement. I wish it had been more of a...
Yeah, cheer the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, how... Like Matthew Broderick... Do you want to talk about him in the pantry? 'Cause
Yeah,
what's
what
he
about
done?
him driving at speed at the start of the movie? He should not be driving a
that
car at speed.
He shouldn't be driving a car at
What's
speed.
he singing in the...
Singing in the rain.
Because it's
Singing in the
raining.
rain.
Because it's raining.
So
Yeah.
he's singing in
It's
the
very
rain.
clear.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And he's singing.
Great.
He's trying really hard to sing well, and it's
Yeah.
annoying to me.
Yeah.
He also is guilty of manslaughter.
That's kind of what I was leaning into with that.
Yeah,
saying
we
it.
know.
Okay.
Look,
It does
But
make
he
it.
paid someone off. So
It
we're
do-
good.
it does.
Allegedly.
No, it's
No,
guilty,
I'm just
found
saying that
guilty.
because I don't know what we're liable for. on this
yeah,
pod.
look, Matthew Broderick has
not gonna come after us.
has a complicated legacy, for sure. I don't think this movie is worse than that, but the fact that I could even
Matthew Broderick's done 2
these
bad
in-
things.
Hang
in
on,
his
he
life.
just said but.
the fact that I can even put them in the same sentence is pretty distressing, unfortunately. I think this movie does. I've already forgotten her name again, but
Maria
Patillo. She got a Razzie Award for Worst Actress.
Yeah.
I don't watch this and come away
She's
thinking,
not-
"Oh, she's the real problem." Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah, I think that's just...
You know how the
that's
Razzies
just the
love to
Razzies being
slam
the most
women.
sexist shit in
Yes.
the world. Like,
Yes.
it's just
It's
like, yeah,
insult
well,
to
the
injury.
blonde
Matthew
girl.
Broderick is the worst in this by a long shot.
I liked. We recently,
words carefully.
We
Use your
recently
words
talked
carefully.
about a movie with a gentleman in it by the name of Harry Shearer. And whenever I'm watching a movie and the credits are first and Harry Shearer comes up, I'm like, I wonder if there's going to be a journalist character in this film. Maybe a radio presenter or something. So the second he walked in and he's like, look, I need to get to my anchor job. I'm just like, yeah, great. Harry Shearer being a news anchor. That's the 90s. That's great. Nancy Cartwright. The thing that I quite liked about this movie, that every time it reminded me of it, I was like, that's dumb. Cool. Is Michael Lerner, who plays the mayor. He's playing Mayor Ebert. It is they are spoofing Roger Ebert.
Absolutely,
They
he looks
put him
just
in
like
the
him.
movie
I
to
looked it
take
up
the piss.
to be like, is that Roger on film?
It looks so much
was
like
like,
Roger
yeah.
Ebert, and then right at the end, his advisor leaves. And he goes, "No, wait, Gene!" And of course, Roger Ebert was on TV with Gene Siskel when they did the thumbs up, thumbs down. They even have the posters of the thumbs up in the movie when they're at the rally for him.
It's
I'm like,
it's subtle.
cool, great, love it. Like
Yeah.
that actually accounts for at least 0.3 of my 0.8. I kind of really like the
So
just
what
how
does it
stupid
achieve for the film?
I mean,
is Roger going to be like, yeah,
he
you
wrote
honored
about
me.
it in his review, and he was just like, I really wish he would have squashed me. Like, I really wish Godzilla had trod on me.
That would have been fun.
He also randomly, because Ebert was one of those guys who was both a sophisticated critic and really horny and weird, and he's just like,
Sound like anyone?
yeah.
Tom's self-reflection.
Oh, that mirror's really clear and sharp. Roger Ebert's like, at one point they work out that the Godzilla is actually pregnant. You think they would have worked out it was a man. would have seen that massive hog. But anyway, and you're just like, Jesus, Roger. Like, what?
That massive
He
hog.
doesn't say, but he's just like, you think they would have noticed the dino cock, right? Like, he makes that reference.
I do think the Godzilla being pregnant is the dumbest part of the movie.
I think it's all, like, every time something happens.
Okay, Tom. Yes. You know, it's all
Sorry,
dumb. Everything's
go on,
dumb.
go on. You're right.
I just think it's like, we've just met Godzilla, right? This is the first American Godzilla film.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, and now there's 100 babies. Like, can't we just fight Godzilla?
No,
once?
I know. I agree. It's
And
where
the
it
babies
loses
look
its way,
dumb. They
for
look
sure.
like the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park.
It's like Marcus said. It's like it looks shit compared to Jurassic Park, and it's so nakedly wanting to cash in on Jurassic Park.
Correct.
And
Yes,
it's
correct. Yeah.
terrible. It's terrible.
Can
It
I-
doesn't understand what Godzilla means. To sort of summarize your statement, it's not using Godzilla in the right way.
They try to give it this puppy dog mentality at times too when they're trying to reel it in with the piles of fish and these traps they're setting, which are just dumb every single time. I get that.
No,
It-
John Renault would not agree with you. When they cut to the shot of John Renault and they're like, what is they doing? He's like, they're geniuses.
Yeah.
In his defense, all the French have ever done is invent croissants. It's like,
That's a
guys,
good point.
They should have lent an ear of intelligence to Godzilla in this and cut out the babies altogether.
Yep.
They should have gotten rid of the baby.
Godzilla has
What
no-
I'm looking for is for someone to, like you, Tom, as a 0.8. What do you think if you were thrown in the director's seat, if they knocked Emmerich off his perch halfway through and said, it's not working, it's not what we envisioned, someone needs to fix this, how would you fix it?
I would have been like, where's the money, the bag? I'm like, oh, this is it? All right, I'm going to just go walk over and this way and I'll be back. And I would have just run off set as quick as I can and take
Very
the money
good,
with
Tom.
me.
Great
I'm
answer.
not going to fix this movie. This
I
movie
think-
shouldn't have been made.
I think there are no stakes. Nothing feels serious. Everything's a bit silly, but not in a way that is enjoyable and fun because they're trying to make it dramatic, or it's a comedy. Like you don't know what you're meant to feel is a problem, and there's just no stakes. Nothing matters. Every building that Godzilla destroys or every person that they kill, it's like
They make a joke of.
Yeah, all right, cool.
You're right.
It's just nothing matters.
And Tom, I don't know why I keep redirecting back to you here.
That's all right.
Nah, you know what? Doesn't matter.
Is this going to be a Fool's Gold episode? We're like, well,
A little bit.
there's not much more to say.
No.
I can keep going and talk about the bad stuff in the movie if you
No,
guys
there's
want.
a lot. There is a lot. And I'm defending a film that I don't necessarily want to defend. But what I think that this is one of those guilty pleasures across the board. You'd be shocked at how many people kind of like this movie.
I think
For the dumbest reasons ever.
I think Emmerich talks about the fact that a lot of people come up to him and say, that's one of my kids' favorite movies.
Yeah.
Like, I show them that, and then I show them Spielberg, and they never want to watch Godzilla again. But, like, it's a good entry point.
But this is
and
it.
then-
I watched this as a kid. So for me, growing up, seeing this was awesome. It was just dumb action. It was just CGI. It was a big monster. There's explosions. There's choppers. There's military.
I liked it as a kid. I watched it in the cinema. I remember I had the poster on my wall and I had a toy Godzilla, which
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense for someone like me.
Yeah.
But it was massive. It was I had a really fun time with my toy Godzilla. I do think it's funny that everyone wears little silly berets and not just Jean Reno. Like Matthew Broderick's wearing a beret.
Yeah.
Maria Petito's wearing a beret.
Yeah.
Why are they all wearing silly hats?
It's the French.
But they're all American.
Yeah, I know.
And Roland
It's-
Emmerich is German.
He's just slapping them on
He's
everyone.
like, just put a hat on him. What's the costume? It's just weird. It just feels weird.
He was
Just doesn't
costume
make any
designer
sense.
as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. This is
I heard Roland Emmerich's a bit of a taskmaster, is probably where that came from. He would berate them a lot on set, so it was very difficult for people to handle his berate them on
That was
set.
great.
Thank you. I think that Frank made a very good point, which is part of the reason I don't enjoy this movie is it never seems like there's a good level of actual dramatic tension or consequence. Nothing that happens matters. Every scene feels like a group of people have just filmed the previous scene and they sit there and they go, I don't know, fuck, what happens next? I guess we all go and talk about the fact that Godzilla's hiding somewhere in New York. And someone's like, in New York, he's hiding? And they're like, no, it doesn't matter. We just have to...
I love it when Matthew
Like,
Broderick.
what?
They're like, she must have swum out into the river, and Matthew Broderick's looking at the city and is like, look at all these buildings.
I bet it's somewhere in
They're
there.
she's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's enormous. It's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like it's underground or it's in the city.
But even
Find
then
it.
when they go, it's gone underground, and they show the size of the tunnel, and I'm like, But it hasn't, though. There's no way it would fit in there. That's it putting its foot in and being like, and then going somewhere else. It could not get in there.
A Godzilla-sized hole in the subway system, they'd be like, there. And then you'd walk through the hole and you'd find...
They go into a tunnel at the end.
It's not gonna
And you're
make a giant cavern.
That tunnel would be bigger than the subway, but it can't fit in the tunnel to get them when it's shoving its head in. So it's like, none of this makes sense. And
think-
not in a fun way, in a you don't give a fuck way. So what are we all doing here?
Future iterations of Godzilla seems to improve by like minuscule amounts. It gets better and better because they start to move away from those sort of plot holes of but how can you hide a giant monster in the city? Like they more go from we're going to get the perspective of the person on ground or whatever.
It's about the human drama, and you cut away
That's
from
it.
the lizard for a while, and then you come back, and it's still just marching around the city.
And I think you've got a point, Tom, in saying that yes, pick what's your message? What are you trying to do here? If you're not committing to a really good action film that kind of makes sense in the dumbest way, what are you doing then? Because if you're not going to lean into a prominent issue here or the symbolism of it all or whatever we're looking at, then you've got to find the drama in it somewhere. And if not, move into horror. It's a horrifying concept. Me personally, I think anything of a Titan nature, King Kong, Godzilla, I think they're all dumb.
Yeah.
I think it's a stupid concept and it's not practical to think that we can put this on film and make it really engaging and interesting. Given Godzilla -1, I think was is the best attempt at it that I've seen thus far.
The movie rules.
But that's because there's such a strong human element, right? And
That's
it's such a
right.
beautiful story.
But
what this should have been is Pacific Rim. You know, like giant mechs, stupid suits,
But
ridiculous
even then,
action.
it's still silly,
What are you
right?
gonna say? What joke you want to make here?
Nothing. I think I'm glad to hear that you like Pacific Rim.
I do, because it is stupid and crazy, and the designs are outrageous, and it's fun like that.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it knows it's stupid.
I think
And it's like,
now
cool.
we're moving away from audiences
It's like
that are
old
going,
Power Rangers.
yeah. And they tried Power Rangers, right? And it's not working. They've tried Battleship. They've tried Pacific Rim. They've tried Power Rangers.
I think
Anything
Pacific
that
Rim went
involves
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
commercially.
Did you guys
I made a second one.
Did you guys ever audition for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You went for a Pacific Rim job?
Oh, damn it.
There it is. I was waiting for a joke. 'cause
Yeah,
you look at me like,
yeah,
I
he
got
was
something here.
I was trying to tee it up
I'm
somewhere.
so glad you went with rim job
Thank you.
In the Pacific.
in that Pacific region.
Great. You guys are really
Should we?
cool.
I mean, like, what else do we have here? Matthew Broderick sucks. The film's not great. Godzilla's.
Jean Reno's hairline's pretty incredible. People are all at the moment being like, Walton Goggins repping that hair. I'm like, Jean Reno would like a word. He's been repping that hair for 30 years and he looks great.
Jean Reno has Walton Goggins' forehead is truly massive.
That's true. Jean Reno doesn't. Jean Reno has like the
and Walton
etched-
Goggins has the giant teeth and the smile.
That's true. Jean Reno is consistently just like, yes, I am French, and I will not raise my voice.
Did you like
Does the Elvis impression?
Did you like the French roast?
Oh, he's trying to get a coffee the whole time.
Yeah, it's really.
I
good.
don't
The American coffee's bad.
think
yeah.
I did like that very much.
That's a weird joke to have in an American movie.
I know.
I mean,
Like at they know their coffee
the
sucks.
movie is making fun of Europeans in a way where it's like, I guess we're taking a Japanese property, so let's not have any weird Asian humor in it. So we'll make fun of the French, but also the French will make fun of Europeans. But
Yeah.
also, well, we'll make fun of Americans. But also, no one will know how to say Totopoulos the whole movie.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're going to cast a Greek guy, yeah, Matthew Broderick's the way to go for that.
Also
100% reads Greek to me. Very weird casting with that name. Apparently, Patrick Totopoulos is the creature designer for the film. So they gave him the name Totopoulos in honor of the guy who created Godzilla.
They should have called him someone Patrick's
framed it.
or
Sure.
whatever. You know, like that's just
They should have just called him Ferris Bueller. They should have just been like, this is what he did after high
This
school.
is day on.
This is his
He's at work.
biggest day on.
Dare I ask MVP? Do you want to go first? Tom?
Oh shit.
No?
Oh well.
Pass?
I mean, Hank Azaria.
Hank Azaria for me.
Godzilla's foot. Doing the stomping, like some of those ones where it's like, oh, boom, oh, like kind of fun, kinda missing Hank Azaria between his toes.
You don't sound so sure.
Kinda, you know. you know.
Hank Azaria for me.
Yeah.
I just have to admit that, like, I was so bummed out from 20 seconds of him on screen. I was like, oh, it's Hank Azaria. Oh, no.
Hold on.
this is
no,
it.
No. Actually, my MVP is the scene where obviously nukes can't kill Godzilla, right? And they nuke him underwater. Doesn't die.
Maybe
But then the fighter jets, but you just have to hit her a bunch of times. Him, her, I'm not sure. What do we say here? Just Godzilla. We have to hit Godzilla a bunch of times.
Yes, let's just say Godzilla.
Right? How does that kill Godzilla when the nukes didn't? But a couple of missiles from the plane. But you hit him. Oh, and then you hit her again. Oh no, Godzilla's gonna die because she's in the cables. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. The nukes didn't kill Godzilla, and these little bombs from the plane. But she's crying. Matthew Broderick's crying because Godzilla's they're friends to now. Oh no! That's the stupidest ending to a film ever. When you think about
so
it,
that's your MVP.
that's my MVP is that scene because at least it made me feel something.
I like the idea
Baffled.
of Roland Emmerich having to direct Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
And you're sad because Godzilla dead. Oh no, you were friends.
What accent? Yep.
You were friends. It's kind of went Dutch there.
You did.
Turned into Paul Verhoeven. Oh dear. And remember, you love gold.
And it's just
Zilla.
Matthew Broderick's just looking at a tennis ball because it would have been digital. Like
Terrible.
in his little beret, crying in the rain.
Terrible.
But he gets the girl in the end. That's all.
But who cares? Their story's crap.
Her.
I liked the redhead scientist lady, and then she kisses that other military guy. She's
Finding
like,
Matthew
oh, no.
Broderick the hottest man on the planet is so weird.
It's like
When
he
she
wasn't meant
turns
to be in
and
this
looks at
movie.
him.
He was not. Surely he was not.
She's
I mean,
like-
you said they built it around him, but you cannot give Matthew Broderick a look up and down and go, daddy.
No.
What
Yeah.
we've found
Absolutely
about
not.
the footprint of this animal is wooga wooga. And it's like, wait, what? Is that
Also,
for Matthew Broderick?
He's the stupidest man alive as well when they arrive to the site and he's in the footprint and he's like, you're looking at it. And he's like,
It's about.
where is it? Where is it? Where am I? Oh,
Also, it's just one footprint.
yeah, it's good.
It's hopscotch.
Back in.
Island
Yeah.
hopscotch.
This will fuck with him. They'll have no idea what's up. I would have loved if he'd wandered into the next scene and be like, seriously, what's up with that hole back there? Like,
you know-
he just never
Weird
gets...
shape of a hole.
Do you know what my biggest gripe with that is as well, the film?
What?
They're dealing with all of this radioactivity and no one's wearing protective gear. Ever.
They don't even worry about it.
They're out there literally scanning and you can hear the gigameter
The
or whatever it's called.
Geiger meter is just going off.
And they're not wearing any gear.
The
Chernobyl.
gigameter is what she was using when she saw Matthew Broderick. Like,
Geiger?
oh, giggity, this
Giggity,
fella here.
giggity.
Yeah.
Nice.
'Cause she
It
was
is- It's
horny.
Geiger, right?
Yeah, like Roger Ebert and you.
Roger Ebert?
Yeah, Grudge.
You're throwing Roger out there?
So is anyone going to throw anything in?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
I would wait. I mean,
Tom's going to.
there's no way we could be done talking about this movie.
Yeah, I think we are. I think we are.
I guess we should just say that, like,
We've done
I
more
love
than
that
we did.
Tom's
We've done more than
questioning
we
that.
did. We've done more than we did on Fool's Gold by a good 10 minutes.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look
Be
at
funny.
you. That's growth from you, Tom.
I think you're gross too, Frank. Is that what you said?
Growth.
Oh, sorry.
Sounded like gross.
I thought you said that's gross from you.
Growth.
I think that the worst thing about this movie, without
And we've said a few.
we've said a few.
Yeah.
I guess it just
Wow.
I don't know why we've got an
It's a
extra
very,
segment on for this.
very sovereign moment.
yes,
sorry.
sovereign.
Yeah.
Tom, now that we've got to the end, tell us what you didn't like about this movie.
Yeah.
I think it was poorly conceived and executed, and I think it made for a bad film.
Also, iguanas do produce asexually.
Again.
Some of them. Isn't that
Great.
good?
Yeah.
So that's
So-
basic fact.
So this is the
This
episode.
is the accuracy is beautiful.
Truly, imagine someone recommending this podcast. Yeah, they almost beat this one guy to death who wouldn't shut up, and then they looked up iguana reproduction at some point. I don't really know what the pod's about. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I just Googled sovereign.
Yes, you got sovereign. I'm like, why did you say sovereign? I suppose you mean it's a solemn moment.
Nah.
Okay.
is like-
So who's throwing in the power?
Marcus, I know you have to be.
I'm going.
You have to.
I have to because I've
What's it-
tried. I tried.
You
Here's
did.
all I'm going to say.
You tried. I respect that.
I have to, for argument's sake, to make it interesting, because otherwise we're poo-pooing a film that deservedly needs to be poo-pooed.
Big time.
This movie sucks.
Big time
Yeah.
poo poo.
Big time.
So what happens
poo.
when Godzilla has too much fish? Big time poo poo.
Throw in the power.
What's your number now?
This is going to be a 2.5.
Whoa. What?
Big jump.
That's outrageous.
Yep.
All right. Well, on that note,
Frank, you're staying on.
4 something. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe.
You've beaten the will to live out of me now.
This movie fucking sucks. It was really unpleasant to watch. But I like hanging out with you guys.
Fool's Gold is really good. We should watch
Check
that
it out,
again.
guys.
Deadpool Wolverine? Not that bad. Not that bad, honestly.
And Wicked. That's wicked.
Wicked's pretty good.
Throw in the power.
Thank you for listening to Throwing the Power. My name is Frank.
Marcus.
I'm Tom.
That was Godzilla.
That was draining.
1998. We all had a great time. and no one got mad at each
We
other.
don't recommend that film to anyone.
Yeah, don't watch Godzilla. No,
Just don't watch it.
We
Don't bother.
barely recommend this, honestly. But I hope you had fun.
Throw in the power.